Hi, I'm Irving. Welcome to Captain... What's his name? Oh, yeah, Marvel.
And now, back to Shazam!
We see a man opening a gas station for the day, but he has company.
Captain Marvel. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. What can I do for you?
You can start by opening that door.
What?
Then you can open your safe.
That's right. Captain Marvel, the idol of millions, Joe Millions, he runs the donut shop, is robbing a gas station. And he even has a getaway driver. Which raises the question, why didn't he just fly? Nobody can track him that way. Maybe he's afraid that flimsy bag will tear and all the money will be swept away in his jet stream. Billy Batson finally managed to grow a mustache.
Well, who's gonna argue with Captain Marvel? Step on it, will you?
This is something I've wondered about a lot with these superheroes, especially the ones that wear masks. How do you know that's really the hero under there and not an imposter? We've seen people pretend to be Batman, Wonder Woman, and now Captain Marvel. Granted, this one is a little more complicated than just putting on a cowl or a domino mask, but you get what I mean. Especially with someone like Batman, who doesn't have any special abilities except his brain. Anybody with a couple of makeshift gadgets could pass themselves off as him for who knows how long before the public caught on. And the next question is, how is Captain Marvel going to prove he didn't do this? Billy and Mentor are driving down the road arguing about how many apples Billy is eating. What? It's a slow day. They had to pick a topic out of a hat. Anyway, the elders call.
All laws should be respected, Billy, even those that seem unfair. Soon, you may have to help someone learn that this is so.
I'll do what I can. It shouldn't be too difficult.
It will be if Captain Marvel is the one you have to explain it to.
It won't be easy, Billy. Sometimes it's hard to practice what you preach.
Could you explain what you mean?
Goodbye, Billy.
Did you really just ask them that? Have you learned nothing?
How you doing, Corky?
I'm guessing that's not your horse, not your saddle, and your parents weren't the ones who put up those signs you're ignoring. I'm also guessing you're the one the elders were talking about. I'll bet that's not your snake either. The horse's path takes them right past the motorhome, so Billy springs into action. It's a short flight to catch up with them.
Easy.
Captain Marvel.
You all right, son?
Yeah, thanks to you.
While they were talking, Captain Marvel absent-mindedly pulled out a fidget spinner and started messing with it. The hissing sound spooked the horse again, and he took off again. The two of them were never found.
Looks like she sprained her leg running.
Hope she's not hurt bad.
She'll have to be walked back very slowly. 2 friends of mine will be along shortly to give you a hand. You stay and keep an eye on her.
Do I really have to?
Any reason why you can't?
No, I guess not.
Let's see, he trespassed on private property, took the horse and saddle without asking, and got the horse injured. No reason he shouldn't hang around. No big deal, right?
So, Kelly, you're at it again, huh? Haven't I told you to stay off my property?
I just wanted to see Corky.
There are lots of good ways to do that. Ask him. Offer to be the horse's exerciser. Offer to do chores around the place in exchange for time with the horse. Or you can just barge onto the man's property and do whatever you want. That is an option, but as you're discovering, that one comes with consequences.
Now, Kelly Martin, just because you're the sheriff's son doesn't mean you can go around breaking the law.
Breaking the law?
That's right. 3rd time this month this fool kid's been on my property trying to ride my horse. Now he's hurt a leg.
It's just a sprain. Captain Marvel said so.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah, he calmed Corky down.
In other words, you got into difficulty, the horse got hurt, and Captain Marvel had to save you. You're not helping your case, Kelly.
Jim, take the horse.
Nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Even if we didn't exchange names and you blew us off, nice meeting you.
Why does he have to be so grumpy? Love that horse. He doesn't give her enough exercise.
Well, maybe not. But it's his horse. If he doesn't want you to ride her or be on his property, he doesn't have to. That's the law.
The law? I'm not the only one who goes in where it says keep out. Just the other day, I saw two men over by the shed on the other side of the hill.
Did one of them look like Captain Marvel? And did you tell this to Mr. whatever his name is? Might go a long way towards smoothing things over. No, it won't occur to Billy or Mentor either.
I was just coming out to get you.
Mr. Frank called. He said you've been riding Corky again.
Why does everybody have to make such a big deal about it?
Kelly, that horse could have been seriously hurt. We'll talk about that later. Right now, I've got other things on my mind. Captain Marvel is wanted for robbery.
There's a warrant out for his arrest. Billy and Mentor have a brief discussion. Billy knows what he has to do.
Captain Marvel!
Sheriff, I understand there's a warrant out for me.
That's right.
Well, I didn't rob that station, but I'm placing myself in your custody.
You mean you're turning yourself in?
That's right, Kelly. I'm prepared to pay whatever bail is set.
He wasn't sure until he heard Kelly say this.
Boy, and you tell me to respect the law. What about Captain Marvel?
Billy has a flashback, and now he understands what the elders meant when they said it can be hard to practice what you preach, especially when the judge who can set bail is out of town until the next day, meaning Captain Marvel has to spend a night in jail. In he goes. Notice the cell door.
Call Captain Westham and Flagstaff. We've got roadblocks set up all over the county.
He picks up the whole wall of bars, moves it back and forth, and pretends to work a lock that we can see isn't there. They couldn't afford a better prop because the guy who played the fake Captain Marvel insisted on getting paid the same as John Davy, and that ate up the rest of the budget.
You mean you're just gonna let the real crooks get away?
No, not necessarily. Your father seems a very capable officer.
Yeah, he's a good sheriff.
It's just too bad that he doesn't have much to go on.
Wait a minute, Kelly. Didn't you say you saw some men on Mr. Frank's property the other day?
Kelly repeats his story, and Mentor says, "Can you show me where this shack is?" Wouldn't it be better to show it to his dad and a few of his officers, just in case these guys are dangerous?
First, let's call Mr. Frank. Get his permission,
Oh, brother.
Maybe Mr. Frank should be there as well. He does own the place, and these guys are seriously trespassing. But no, an older man and a pre-adolescent boy can handle the job. No problem. Out at the shack, our two villains have a problem. With the real Captain Marvel in jail, they don't dare use the mask or they give themselves away as frauds.
Well, you know, Pierce, maybe we got something better going for us now.
What do you mean?
With Captain Marvel in jail, he can't get at us.
Yeah?
Why not go for something bigger?
Did you have something in mind?
They got a whopping $400 from the gas station. Even in 1975, that wasn't much of a haul. So these guys' definition of big might be questionable. By the time Mentor and Kelly get there, those guys are gone.
Look here. More footprints.
Yeah. You make a good detective, Kelly.
Well, my dad's a sheriff. Look here. A cape like Captain Marvel's.
Look at this. Rubber mask and a wig.
Somebody was imitating him.
That's right, Kelly.
That should be enough to get Captain Marvel out of jail.
Iverson mine 1 mile.
Yeah, we're almost there.
What does he expect to find there? Kelly and Mentor are showing Captain Marvel their discovery when the sheriff trudges in.
What happened?
You know where the old highway is?
Yes, I do.
Well, I was driving home that way when I saw a pickup truck with 2 men. Looked like they were in trouble, so I stopped to help. Next thing I know, they had my keys, ripped some wires out of my car, and they just left me standing there. I've been walking for 2 hours.
Kelly basically says, "Cool story, bro. Now let's get on to something important."
Dad, Captain Marvel didn't rob Mr. Shertoff's station. Mentor and I found a mask and a cape in Mr. Frank's shed.
He'll feel sympathy for his dad's sore feet later. We don't have time for that right now. Unfortunately, the sheriff can't let Captain Marvel out. Those guys took his keys. Again, cool story, bro. To be fair, Captain Marvel did ask permission first.
Frank Iverson's mine. It's Friday. The payroll is delivered on Friday.
That must be their target.
It's logical.
Then there is no time to lose. What kind of a truck were they driving?
A green pickup.
First, I'll restore the bars.
There's no time to lose, so I'll spend half a minute doing this. They're gonna rob the mine payroll? What is this, 1882? I bet they'll cut the telegraph wires so the mine can't call the marshal, too.
10,000.
10,000.
What's the funny?
I was just thinking about Captain Marvel sitting in his jail cell.
10,000, that's all. That mine must have a small workforce. And by the way, if you happen to turn on the radio, you might find out that Captain Marvel isn't in that cell anymore.
Hey, what was that?
It's Captain Marvel.
Or you can find out that way. While the driver is trying to shake him off, Captain Marvel is doing something with a rope he found in the back of that thing they're calling a pickup.
He's taking off. He's flying.
Where is he? Where is he?
Come on, drive faster.
I'm trying.
Just then the rope broke. Captain Marvel flew face first into a telephone pole. We have his recorded last words.
Which way did they go? Which way did they go?
He's flying against us. We're stopped.
But he doesn't just plan to stop them.
He's pulling us back to town.
There's nothing I can do, nothing.
It won't occur to either of them to slip out of the car when Captain Marvel isn't looking. They meet up with the motorhome and Captain Marvel stops pulling.
On it, you two. Stay right there. Yeah, they're the ones that took my keys. That must be the pair I got that notice on last week. Bill Ritzy and Pierce Young.
He herds the two into the motorhome just as Mentor and Kelly come out, almost as if they were following cues or something.
See, Kelly? I was careful not to break the law. Everything worked out just the right way.
You're also white.
I understand. I hope Mr. Frank will give me another chance.
You'll never know until you ask him, Kelly.
Ask him. What a novel idea. I've said all I'm going to about the whole obey the law and everything is fine bit. From what we've seen, the whole country knows about Captain Marvel and what he can do. And the one thing most everybody knows is he doesn't need a car, much less a getaway driver. The dude can fly. If someone had paid attention to that one little fact, I doubt a warrant ever would have been issued. It'd be obvious to everyone that this was an imposter. So the whole premise that leads us to the moral about obeying the law is on shaky ground, at least for me. I can't really say why yet, but it feels like John Davy isn't quite as comfortable in the role as Jackson Bothwick was. But let's give him some time and let it grow on him. I'll give him at least until next time. I'll see you then.